Okay, so this video helps us explain the essential elements of project-based learning. PBL is sometimes confused with simply having students do a hands-on activity or make something like a poster or a model. But we think to really be PBL, a project has to have 8 essential elements, which you can see on this diagram. In the center are your learning goals for students, so we'll start there. First is significant content. A project should be focused on teaching students important knowledge and skills based on your standards and key concepts in a subject area. It should be significant to the teacher and to the students, as well as, of course, in what terms of what districts and states and important tests measure. In the past, some people thought that PBL was guilty of being content light. They thought that sort of non-content outcomes like student engagement and soft skills were overemphasized. But we think you need both content and skills, and that's why the railroad track is zipped together here. They're parallel tracks, content and skills, that get students where you want them to go. Remember, in the project in the video, Mr. Simmons thought about his standards and knew that microorganisms and diseases were an important part of those standards. They'd probably be on the state test, and it was significant to him and his students. 21st century skills are very easily taught in project-based learning. In fact, one of the best ways to teach those skills. 3 of the ones that you see a lot are critical thinking or problem solving, collaboration skills, and communication, especially presentation skills. And these are skills that young people need to be more successful in the future, in school, in their life, and in the workplace. And we think PBL, as I said, is one of the best ways to teach those skills, but you need to really teach them because students can get better at them if they see them modeled and talk about them and practice them. These skills also need to be assessed so students can get more feedback on how well they're doing. And these kind of skills will become even more important in schools if they're explicitly assessed and reported and factored into grades, information given to students, parents, even employers and colleges and so forth. In the video, remember, students engaged in critical thinking and problem solving and some creativity where they weren't just following a recipe for how to solve the problem or answer the driving question. They had to think of their own products and their own presentations and analyze and synthesize information, troubleshoot problems that came up, and so forth. They also had to work in teams. They were collaborating when they did their research and created products and planned their presentations. And they practiced presentation skills when they used the internet to find information and created visual media and made their oral presentations.